change in the negative and it doesn't change in the question because we are using different auxiliary verbs, do and does. So, does he eat? Does she go? I don't know. Ela vai para a escola. Does she go to school? Does it play? Not plays. Do we go? Do you go? Do they go? So it's the rest is very easy, right? What do you need to understand? Many students take this rule and they start thinking, oh, so every time I want to make a question about routine or habits, frequent activities in the present, I have to start my question with do or does. Do or does. No, not exactly, because the rule says that do and does must precede, it means must come before the subject, not in the beginning of the sentence. For example, if we have a question as, o que ela come? O que, what? So what comes in the beginning of the sentence, not the auxiliary. In this case, what does she eat? What does she eat? O que ela come? Alright? Here we have some example sentences. Let's repeat these sentences after me. Nurses look after patients. In Portuguese we have enfermeiras cuidam, look after is the verb cuidar, dos pacientes. Nurses look after patients. Look, nurses is in the plural. This is the same as they. That's why the verb doesn't change. But if we had only one nurse, a nurse, for example, a nurse is she, é ela. Uma enfermeira é ela. In this case, we would have to change the verb. So, a nurse looks after patients. A nurse looks after patients. And if we had the plural, nurses look after patients. These changes in the verb only happen for he, she, eat, and of course in the singular, never in the plural. Okay? Next one, I usually go out on Saturdays. I usually go, I go. But if I change this I and I use, for example, he usually goes out on Saturdays. He usually goes out on Saturdays. Next one, the school opens at 7:30 a.m. The school opens. Why have we got this S here? Because the school is it. It's not a man, it's not a woman, it's a something, it's an object. It's something that is not a man or a woman. So we use it. For it, we need to change the verb, and for school, we also need to change the verb. So the school opens at 7:30 a.m. Look, one of those questions I was using as an example. Where do you live? Where do you live? You see that do does not necessarily begin the sentence. Do is only before the subject because we have a question. Where do you live? Where do you live? I live in São Paulo. I live in Campinas. I live in New York. Next, Mark doesn't drink coffee. Of course, Mark, it's he. For he in the negative, we use doesn't. He doesn't drink coffee. Next one, I don't get up early. I don't get up early. Does she like white chocolate? Does she like white chocolate? What do you do? What do you do? I'm a teacher. What do you do? So, guys, this is all about present simple. And so we can finish the class. As we were talking about frequency, there are some adverbs of frequency here for you to know. Repeat them after me. Never, seldom, sometimes, usually, always. These adverbs, they show us how often something happens. Com que frequência alguma coisa acontece. So, if it happens with zero frequency, we use never. If it happens with 100% of frequency, we use always. So this is a very clear degrees of how much percent something is frequent. Never, nunca, seldom, raramente, sometimes, às vezes, usually, geralmente, e always, sempre. The question that you should ask is, teacher, where do I place the adverb of frequency in the sentence? And the answer is always between the subject and the verb. So the correct place for it is here. Let's say that we want to use the expression eat meat. Eu raramente como carne. I seldom eat meat. I seldom eat meat. Ela raramente vai para a escola. She seldom goes to school. Guys, it doesn't matter if there is an S at the end of the adverb. It doesn't have anything to do with the verb. For he, she, it, the verb continues changing, receiving S, ES, IES. All right, I think you could understand this. I hope you have enjoyed, but more importantly, I hope you have learned. If you've got any questions, just send me a message on WhatsApp and I can save your doubts. Okay? Love you guys. Mwah. See you on our next class, in which we will make a comparative between present continuous and present simple. Okay? Bye for now.